Okay, the first two things I want to talk about are the usual two things, and that is two water line projects. Smith Creek water line is still working on and scheduled to be completed late July, very early August. They have started crossing the creeks. They have 3 creek crossings to make there, and I think they crossed the creek at your house recently.
Starting today.
So they are on schedule to complete that on time. The Route 60 West Water Line project is actually running a little bit ahead of schedule, and we anticipate it being completed by the end of June. As a public service announcement, and this was put out today on all social media and news outlets, all of the water in the west end of town from 2nd Street West will be turned off at 8 a.m. Thursday morning. Anticipate that it will be off a minimum of 4 hours. Reality is going to probably be off longer than 4 hours, and that's to facilitate the tying in or connection of 4 different points of that new water line. So we're trying to make sure everybody is aware of that and that everyone can plan accordingly. We also have been talking about paving contracts and paving agreements, and talked with Gerald Franson today. John Franson, not Gerald Franson, I apologize, John Franson, Allegheny Asphalt. He's running a little behind because of the rain, but Ridgeway Street's going to be his next project. He will be moving into town as soon as he gets to a position where he can come into town. And I also finalized the agreement today with Columbia Gas for Rose Avenue, Russell Street, Lafayette, Girard, Revere, Agnes, Olive, McCormick, and Sioux Avenues that have all been impacted by the gas company repairs and work. We have entered into an agreement that they are accepting responsibility for a portion of that paving, and we're going to accept the responsibility for the portion that was not affected by the gas company. And working together, we're going to fund $407,671 worth of paving on those streets to not patch them, but pave them curb to curb, so that there will be no more patchwork. So just for a point of reference, between the Ridgeway Street project, this project, and our utility cut repair, we're looking at probably an expenditure of right around $1.65 million in paving this spring in Clifton Forge. Most of that is VDOT money, and very little of it is town budgeted money. It's all VDOT money. We already talked about the needs for upgrades to our wastewater treatment facilities. We have an amazing public works department. They had to babysit the Route 60 pump station, which is out by Clifton Woods Apartments, from Friday evening all the way through until yesterday morning. Had to operate those pumps manually so that we didn't get into an overflow situation. Contractors came in yesterday morning, got everything pumped down so they could get in there and work on the floats and correct the problem. And I got the text message at 12:37 a.m. this morning that Amanda had everything up and running and functioning, and she was going home. So, and I was happy for her to be able to go home. We've had some vandalism in the parks, and we thought we had dealt with it. We put metal hasps and padlocks on the doors, and they took cinder blocks and beat those metal hasps off the doors and vandalized the bathrooms again. So we locked up the bathrooms at Matthews Park, and they will stay locked until we can get them painted. They have to be completely painted inside, and had to have fixtures replaced and installed. And we'll monitor the other parks, and I understand that we're not the only locality that's having these type of problems. They're having the same issues in Covington. Now, Parks and Trails has been working with, or attempting to work with Lumos Networks, probably for the best part of a year now, to get Wi-Fi access in the parks, so we can put video surveillance and monitoring systems in the parks. We've been unsuccessful in being able to enter into an agreement with Lumos. So I think maybe one of the topics of conversation that I'll ask Courtney if she wants to put on the agenda for the next Parks and Trails Committee meeting is if they would like to consider a different avenue for surveillance in the parks. And the dog park. The dog park's been closed indefinitely. We were notified by a local veterinarian that there's an outbreak of parvovirus in the area. They'd seen 4 cases of parvo. All 4 cases had been in the dog park. The others admitted to having been in the dog park. They suggested, and we agreed, that for the safety of our dogs and owners of those dogs, that we close the park until we can come up with a way to disinfect that. We have found a chemical disinfectant that we have ordered, and it'll be a periodic treatment that we have to do, but it is promised to take care of the parvovirus. And last thing we want to do is become a hub where we're spreading it's deadly, it's a miserable way for a dog to die, parvovirus. So that's why the dog park is closed. It will be reopened. It's not closed permanently, but for the safety of our pet owners and our pets, it's going to stay closed until it can be opened safely. A couple of things coming up. Green Pastures celebration. This is the Monuments Across Appalachian, Virginia program that we've been working on for a little bit over a year. Tremendous event on Sunday from 3 to 6. Music, dancing, history, excerpts from the children's book that has been written about green pastures and funded through the Monuments Across Appalachian, Virginia grant. Food, we always do food at one of our events. Preview of the informative trail and the benches that we're going to install along that trail and the signage for that trail. So come on out. Oh, and I think this is one of the neatest things. Dalton State Park is going to provide provide demonstrations of the actual tools that the CCC camps use to build those parks and camps. Anything else? Flag Day is June 14th at the amphitheater. Juneteenth celebration, June 19th at Washington Park. I think it starts at 11, goes through the afternoon. Always a nice big event, and I'd like to see the attendance get a little bit bigger, because each year they add more and more to that and more informative event. And I don't know if you've noticed or not, but in honor of Juneteenth, the Juneteenth flag's been flying in front of the town hall since the first week of June, and will remain at town hall until the 19th, at which time it will be moved to Washington Park, and at the end of the day it will be retired until next year for Juneteenth. Annual Stars and Stripes celebration coming up at the CNO Historical Society on July the 3rd. This is a big evening of entertainment, music, recognition, and our tremendous fireworks show, followed by the 4th of July parade and on the following day, and our Veterans commemorative ceremony in the Masonic Theater immediately following the parade. And then on June 16th, everyone is invited to go up to Mountain Gateway Community College from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Moomaw Center and attend a meeting called the Community Convening on Economic Opportunities. And this is an opportunity for everybody from all walks of life to come together learn about economic opportunities, and I'm sure there will be an opportunity for you to discuss and share your thoughts about that as well. Mr. Mayor, that's all I have tonight.
Any questions for Chancellor?